This is an escape game where the familiar becomes terrifying. You're a DMC student working late at night, hard drive plugged in, just a normal project session. Suddenly, a monster-like intruder smashes in through the window. You run. Now your mission is clear. Go back, sneak past the monsters and escape. You'll use everyday items and creative ways to survive. We went with a first-person perspective for full immersion. We want the player to feel the panic. The main goal is to get the hard drive and get out. The side goals are to collect items, fight off enemies, explore hidden areas. The game's built in a realistic style to really ground you in that fear. The UI includes a main menu, an inventory, stamina, health bar, a mini-map, a timer, and a dialogue system as well. We used sound to guide players, creepy ambience, swooshes for dialogue, and a subtle sweep near key items. For the tutorials, we explored multiple channels on YouTube and also got help from our tutor Jason. Let me go over some tutorials I followed. I built the stamina bar and sound system. The stamina bar is a widget tied to the player's speed. For the music, when speed goes above 50, the music kicks in, creating calm at the start and stress during the movement. I set it to loop throughout the entire game. I created the main menu and the inventory system, and I used two fonts from the font, styled the menu using widget blueprints, added functional play and quit buttons using the on-click node, and placed an animated Mixamo zombie with lighting and camera for visual impact.
The game mechanics includes enemy AI, chaos, wall run, grabbing and throwing objects, spike traps with ragdoll, grappling hooks, and a door and key system. For my first tutorial, I created an enemy AI that patrols, chases, and attacks. This tutorial includes setting up patrol routes by creating volume meshes, detecting the player using AI perception with pawn sensing, and transitioning between patrol, chase, and attack states. This is used for our monster to have something always stressing the player out. For my second tutorial, I created Chaos. This tutorial covers setting up explosions using Unreal Engine's Chaos and destruction system. It involves making meshes destructible by going into fracture mode, using radio force fractures to simulate explosive impact. This helps give the effect that the monster's breaking through the DMC and startling the player right from the get-go. For my third tutorial, I created a wall run and camera toe mechanic. It covers detecting walls using capsule collisions and adjusting the player's movement and gravity to simulate wall running and managing the duration and exit conditions of the wall run. This is used as a way for players to have a quick burst of speed, even faster than sprinting, to escape the monster while looking cool. For my fourth tutorial, I created a grab and throwing mechanic. This tutorial teaches how to use physic handles and involves detecting objects within reach by getting the world location, rotation, and forward vector. It also includes attaching them to a grab point and applying forces to throw them. This is so players can grab and throw random items such as monitors to attack and block the imposter. For my fifth tutorial, I created a spike and trap with ragdoll mechanic. This tutorial uses collision detection to trigger damage to the player and uses delay to control the spike trap's activation time. The tutorial also goes over simple ragdoll physics by making the player's character mesh simulate physics once damaged by the spikes. This was added so the player has even more to worry about than just a monster for damage. For my sixth tutorial, I created a grappling hook mechanic. This tutorial focuses on using line traces to identify grappling points and launching the character towards them. It also goes over gravity settings, cooldowns, and launching the character nods. This was added to players to stay more mobile and to get out of bad situations. For my seventh tutorial, I created a door and key system. This tutorial explains how to set up a system where doors can only be opened if the player possesses the exact corresponding key. It involves using interfaces for communication between the door and key actors. This was added as the main goal for the entire game. The player has to find the right corresponding key that will set him free.
For the inventory, I made a UI box that updates quantity when items are picked up. Items disappear when collected using a destroy actor node, and pressing T toggles the inventory UI, like this. I also attempted to add footstep sounds, but that was one problem I faced, as the first-person character did not have feet to track and add footsteps to. I set up the dialogue system using a collision sphere around NPCs, triggered with the X key. The dialogue appears via a widget and plays sound on activation. NPCs are either guiding or misguiding players using clues tied to DMC locations. Fonts and colors match the main menu for consistency. The shockwave ability triggers with the M key, scaling up collision every 0.01 seconds and pushing objects upward using impulse on the Z-axis. This creates chaos in the environment, and I plan to randomize its timing in the level so key items like apples or daggers are displaced, making navigation even more harder. For the mini-map, I used an orthographic camera with a render target and UI widget. A green arrow shows the player's position, and red arrow, with the help from Jason, shows enemy locations for strategic planning. I used masked emissive materials and paper sprite for the arrow graphics. Finally, I added sound attenuation as my bonus. A looping sweep sound plays when the player nears a key, using play sound at location node and get after location node. If the player is far, there's no sound, and if the player is near, it can hear the sound. This helps in leading the player using sound clues. In the end, this game is about experiencing some drama in the normal. You're under pressure, time's ticking, and you need to make decisions fast to survive. You're not just playing to win, you're playing to survive. One shot, one hard drive, and 5 minutes to make it out alive.